Alright, hello guys, and welcome to this little post-commentary I'm doing on the level 2 Betrayals, but with every enemy as a rocket flood. Here at the start, I'm just making sure that it's on Legendary and that I have all 4 of the skulls on. So the 4 skulls I have on double the explosion radius, they make physics objects go flying more often, they make the enemy aggro radius larger, and they make enemies shoot at me more often. So it's on Legendary, and I have those 4 skulls on, so that's what's going on here. So at the start of the mission here, you might notice a difference if you've watched Hidden Xperia's video on this level with all Rocket Flood, because somebody has done it already. There is a difference here, though. My mod changes all of the Sentinels and the Infection forms into Rocket Flood. So that definitely changes things later in the level. You'll see that, and it changes this first section right here. So I'm gonna take this time right now to apologize for any audio quality issues that might happen. I'm recording this in one take. I'm doing a slightly different audio pipeline than normal, so it might sound different. I'm sorry if any, throat clears or anything skips through. I'm trying to mute myself for all of those. Speaking of, I just had to clear my throat there. So anyway, yeah, apologies for any, inconsistent audio stuff or whatever, or if I slur my words. I'm gonna be doing this in just one take. So if I say anything stupid, it's going to be left in, so hopefully that happens, because that'd be funny. So anyway, I clear out those first 4 guys pretty easily because they spawn with grenades. And then this hallway isn't that bad, because they're all just running at me. I mentioned it in the video, which if you found this and didn't find the original video somehow, you can click in the description and see me play the entire game edited through, just a challenge run sort of thing. But anyway, I explained in that video that some of the guys are just gonna run at me like those guys did. They'll only break out of it once I shoot them or kill them, which, I mean, at that point they're dead. But until I shoot them, I kill them, or until they get to me and punch me, they're just going to be running at me, if they choose to run at me. So that makes some parts pretty easy. So coming out here, I'll explain something that I don't think you'd be able to notice yet, but you will definitely notice it as it goes on. As I explained, that's a good death. As I explained in the video, in the main video, this is my second time playing through the first half of this level, so I already have some knowledge of where the guys spawn and what I'm going to be dealing with. Now I am kind of stupid here at the start, going down the right side. The left side is definitely easier, you'll see that.
They consist of 3 phase pulse generators that amplify Halo's signal and allow it to fire deep into space. The power levels are enormous.
Yeah, just another warning with this commentary. I'm not going to be there's not going to be commentary the entire way through. That's just because there's going to be 20-minute, 30-minute sections where I'm just trying the same checkpoint over and over. I mean, I'll chime in to explain a strategy I use that might be weird, or to make fun of me to make fun of myself if I die a weird death. But I'm not going to be talking the entire time, because it's pretty boring footage a lot of the time. Sorry. If any of you watch all of this, I don't know why, but thanks. Anyway, we make it down to the bottom pretty dang easily, because I knew that the guys were mostly hanging out on the right side and I could shoot them like you saw when I was going down the little structure here. One side effect of doing the mod the way I do it which is just changing all of the characters into Rocket Flood, or whatever I'm changing it into, and then only fixing the issues that make the level unbeatable. Otherwise, it's just whatever happens. One of the side effects of that is that the Flood can't get in the vehicles in this game. So any vehicle section, there's not going to be actually any enemies in any of the vehicles. The wraiths are just going to be sitting there. I can't get in them. And the Banshees are just going to be sitting there, the enemy Banshees. Speaking of Banshees, feel free to make fun of my Banshee flying. I'm friggin' awful at it. Any time in this video you see me getting a Banshee, it's probably going to be worth making fun of. I don't know. It's in every game I'm awful with it, but especially in Halo 1, I do not understand how it works. Like the way it like stalls in the air and stuff. Anyway, yeah, like I was saying, there aren't going to be any Flood in any vehicles in this level. The hard part is definitely going to be the indoor sections. So I think this coming up here is going to be one of the parts where I flex my knowledge of having done this level before. Once you break that, a bunch of, yeah, you see there, a bunch of sentinels spawn to kill the Flood that just flood into the room through the main door. So you need to get out of the way because the sentinels are all around you and they're going to shoot you. And then you need to run away from the door because all the Flood are coming out of the door. So you can see I deal with it pretty easily because I knew what was coming. Took me a few tries on my first time though.
The second pulse generator is located in the adjacent canyon. Move out and I'll mark the target with a nav point when we get closer.
Again, you can see my awful Banshee flying.
That's the way to the next canyon.
Oh, I think what happened there, I looked away for a second, but one of my favorite things to happen is the Rocket Flood on Legendary very rarely will drop a frag grenade, and it's very difficult to tell if there's a frag grenade on the ground. Because there's Flood body parts, like I'm shooting rockets, so there's little random like rock particle effects all over the place. Yeah, well, see, right there is what I'm talking about. I had no idea that there was a grenade at my foot or near my feet, and so when I shot a rocket down the hall, it did a God, what's the term? Where an explosion sets off another explosion. A chain reaction, Jesus Christ. So it sets off a chain reaction of the grenade at my feet and kills me, even though I shot the rocket far enough away. That happens not crazy often, but often enough that it pisses me off. So this room right here is not too bad. Oh, wait. Yep. Oh, man. I was very mad when that happened to me. My rocket despawning. Yeah, my rocket despawning because of the load screen. Great little moment there. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of guys in there. So I kind of just have to peek around this corner. There's not really much else to do. You can see here, this challenge would be completely different if I wasn't allowed to use the radar. I think that would be the #1 change. Like, the thing that would make it harder, other than putting on, like, the iron skull or something. Yeah, I use the radar all the time to pre-fire corners, to predict where they are. It's very, very useful. Yeah, so here's a little bit of knowledge coming up here. I knew that there's only 3 guys in here. Like, what was that? I have no idea what killed me there. I've watched that back a couple times, and I tried to pay attention there. I have no idea what killed me there. I don't think the shot that I shot down the hall was close enough to set off a grenade at my foot. I don't know, maybe it was. Because I shot really far away, and I didn't see any rockets. And to be clear, there are only those 3 guys, the 2 that I killed, plus the one that was in my sights. So anyway, if any of you can watch that back in the comments and tell me what the hell happened, that'd be great. Because, yeah, I remember that being super weird when it happened, too. Yeah, there's going to be a couple of moments like that where in the commentary I remember that something is coming up, because there's a few good memorable moments in this video. Again, it's been long enough that at this point, I want to apologize again for if there's any audio inconsistency. If I get quiet or too loud or whatever. Again, I'm sorry. Yeah, this hallway wasn't so bad because I remembered where all the spawns were. If you just walk down that hallway, you're gonna get wrecked because all of the guys behind the pillars that I'm walking by right now, they're just gonna shoot you. So you kind of gotta shoot them in advance. Here's another section where if you pay attention, you'll be able to see what I mean by the radar being very useful. I'm kind of judging, at least sometimes, when to shoot that little, like, back thing, to kill them inside the room. I'm judging when to shoot that based off of, how many red dots are near it on the radar. Yeah, so this guy gets in, and I need to play it a little bit careful. See, you can't shoot too close to yourself, but I somehow sneak out alive here. It's a bit surprising. So yeah, again, I'm using the radar. I can pre-fire that because I see the red dots. One thing about the Halo 1 radar that, I mean, I'm pretty sure I never got used to, is that I always think it's smaller than it is. When I see a red dot on the edge, I think they're closer to me than they are. It's a surprising amount of distance it covers. So here, I get a checkpoint, but the music is still going. And I know from experience that the music still playing means there are still enemies alive. So I see them right there, and they take themselves out. Classic. So once they do that, the music stops and I know I'm clear. I already got a checkpoint, so I was basically in the clear anyway, but there's a fun little detail. Okay, so this right here is not the bridge that's in the main video that we have to do the strategy for. This is a separate bridge. This one's pretty easy. So I just thought of it because I looked at that last explosion. Some people might argue that putting the boom skull on made the game easier. And I am here to tell you that that is 100% correct. I'm not gonna lie about it or anything. Putting the boom skull on is definitely something that makes it easier for me compared to the enemies I've found. Because the enemies are pretty dang accurate on Legendary. I mean, we all know how Rocket Flood feel to play against. When they're, like, shooting you and have the correct firing target and everything. These guys sometimes don't have firing targets, so they're just running at me. But when they're correctly set up, they'll hit you dead on. So the double explosion radius doesn't help them nearly as much as it helps me kill a lot of them at once. So yeah, definitely makes it easier for me. But my actual rebuttal is that this is way more fun. So screw you. I'm gonna play it with it on. It's way more fun, especially with the Sputnik skull on. Like, there are definitely sections where it does make it harder. There are some interior sections of 343 Guilty Spark that were definitely much harder than they had to be. But also, that level would be much harder if I couldn't use splash damage around corners as effectively. If I had to kill each flood one by one, it would also be pretty difficult. But yeah, anyway, all in all, the Boom Skull made the outdoor sections trivial, almost, like I said in the video. And it's a give and take in the indoor sections, but it makes it way more fun, so definitely keeping it on, like I said. So we're about to be in rooms that look like this for like an hour. So yeah, sorry about that, but it's hard. This room has a bunch of infection forms that spawn and run at you at the beginning, so you gotta clear them out. And then, let's see, I need to remember which room this is. Yeah, this is the room with a bunch of them on the left. So eventually you'll see that my strategy is to kind of peek them on the left, enough for them to shoot at me, but like hit each other and just blow themselves up. Because I do need to run by to the left, or I choose to run by on the left for some reason. So that's the strategy you'll see me try to use here in a second. Yeah, sorry for whenever the rockets get stuck and spinning in the walls like that, like they're all around me right now doing this. It gets really loud, so sorry about that. There's plenty of times too where I think it's funny in the video and I just like stand next to them and teabag like I did for a second there earlier. So yeah, if that's annoying for you, sorry. It's annoying for me watching back on it too. So apologies for that. There you can see that there's a bunch of guys up on the right too, so it doesn't really matter if I choose left or right. That right there, them exploding, is exactly what I'm trying to get them to do. Basically clear themselves out. Here's more instances of the radar being an absolute godsend. So you can hear in the background the little flood grumbles. That means that there's definitely some alive. And that's why I'm doing pre-fire shots. Because I know there's guys around that corner that are just going to shoot me like that and kill me. So I need to learn their exact position. So it'll take a couple tries to figure out exactly where that guy's standing, but there's another thing I'm dealing with. Every single time you get one step forward, it's very easy to get one step back or 2 steps back. You can see how it's kind of like a knock-on effect. Whenever I let one guy get through, there's another example of rockets deloading through the loading screen. But if I let one guy by, if I miss one dude, like the explosion radius, like if I judge it wrong, and I let one guy run down at me down this hall, it just turns into a mess. Like I'm backing up. Like I immediately lose all advantage that I have. Because if I let them back me up too much, then, I mean, they're gonna swarm me and just kill me. So I need to hold my ground, and it's pretty difficult. It's much easier when I have grenades, because you can kind of mix up grenades between the rocket shots while you're reloading. You can kind of do a BXR-style animation cancel to throw a grenade before you would be able to shoot the rocket or whatever. But in this scenario, I don't have much ammo, and I don't have any grenades. So I'm actually purposefully trying to wait a second so some of them are running down the hall so I can shoot their rockets into me. Now that is causing some of them to get a little closer than I want at some points, and I die like that time, or they get too close to me and I need to back up like that other time. But I don't have much ammo, and I don't have any rocket, or I don't have any grenades. So I gotta be careful. So again, I know from previous trying that there are sometimes 2 guys that stand near where I just shot there that will kill me when I peek. I saw them on the radar too, so I made sure to shoot. Make fun of me every single time you don't see me use that to go by the window, because I'm gonna make fun of myself for it every time too. Walking by the windows is a bit risky. Because they can kill you through the windows, so you should jump through those little hole things basically every single time you can. I don't do it very often, I think. Yeah. When I'm playing the challenges like this, I'm usually like listening to a podcast or a YouTube video or something like that, so as weird as it sounds, my attention isn't 100% on the game. Because if I put my attention 100% on the game for the entire challenge, then, oh my god, my brain would melt. Yeah, see there, shoot me through the window. Anyway, yeah. I found that shooting those 2 shots that, like, kind of down the hall a little bit, did end up making it easier. I had more time to kind of settle in the doorway. I mean, this attempt, not really, because I had to back up. But in general, doing those 2 shots before I go into the doorway kind of clears some of them out enough that I have, like, a second to reload and wait before they all run at me. Like I said, though, this attempt was a little scuffed because I had to wait for some ammo, because my ammo is low. Alright, let's see how this attempt goes. So again, I'm shooting down there because I know there's a guy kind of down there. You saw him earlier kill me. Again, sorry about the rotating friggin' rocket launcher in the wall making this noise. Yep, and I forgot about those 2 guys. That's what I mean when I say that, me having a YouTube video or a podcast on, like, it can affect my gameplay for sure, because at points like that, I might get caught up in listening to whatever I'm listening to and then just walk in and forget that there's 2 guys there. Because I definitely knew that there were 2 guys there, don't get me wrong. But anyway, that's the challenge. Back to the start of the room now. Alright. Looks like we're gonna get another attempt at the end here. Hopefully I remember that there's 2 guys there this time. Seen a lot of red on the radar though, so... gotta be careful. The thing is though, is that when I see red on the radar, I know they're running at me. And if they're running at me... oh, here's the one pause in the whole video. So if they're running at me, then I know they're not going to shoot me unless I get them out of that state. So I just need to be calm and place my shot well. So yeah, there's the one pause that's in the entire video. I was changing out the YouTube video I was watching, and like I said, because of that, I wasn't quite thinking straight when I unpaused and forgot about those 2 guys again. So, back to the start of the encounter. Here we go. Alright, 3rd time's the charm, am I right? This time we're gonna get through, I believe. Okay, again, I see some guys chasing me on the radar, so I back up, play it calm, pre-fire the corners. Radar, again, being a godsend. Alright. Let's see if I can out-pre-fire the pre-firers. That was a close one. That was a really stupid shot. You kind of saw there was a lot of them around the corner, and then I shot and one of them ran around. That's one thing that, for some reason, I didn't learn until much later. or didn't really use that much, I guess is a better way to put it, is that you can force the flood into that state where they chase you. Got a checkpoint there, so celebratory shot to the foot. But you can get the flood into the state where they chase you if they're around a corner and they're just chilling. If you don't shoot at them, but you just kind of shoot, it makes them, they'll hear it, and they'll become aware of you and decide to chase you. And then again, you can choose to not shoot them and run away and try to get them. So this room I'm very familiar with. You saw, this is my first time in this room in this video, and I'm already doing exact shots to clear out guys that I know about. So I'm going to try a few different strategies in this room, in this video that you'll see, so I'll explain each one as they come up and why I do them. Sorry, I think you might have just heard a chair noise there, my bad. That was a fun little landing of that rocket launcher, I remember that. But once you get halfway through the room here, you hear an explosion and then a bunch of infection forms spawn in the middle. I mean, usually in the regular game that's not that big of a deal, it's just a few infection forms. But here it's pretty annoying. So yeah. Here, depending on which side I go on this attempt, I'll explain what I'm thinking right side compared to left side. More spinning rocket launchers, woohoo. I don't know why, but for some reason I decided to spend the time to take the ammo from this one. Bear with me. Okay, there we go. Okay, so when I go to the right side here, there's a guy just around this corner here that might kill me here, yeah. He is difficult to kill. He is a guy that has a firing position, so he will shoot right at you the second you round that corner. So what I like to do is I like to have a grenade and I skip it over one of the bits of scenery to kill him without him being able to see me, because I basically can't out-peek him with the rocket launcher. It's a steep angle, so it's hard to find exactly a way to kill him. So yeah, usually I like to skip a grenade over that piece of scenery that I just shot over. You'll probably see me do it once or twice, but I need to get lucky with the rocket flood beforehand, dropping a grenade for me to pick up, so it's not going to happen super often. So here I'm doing a little bit of like defense in this area. I can get thrown off there, you might have seen. Great death, woohoo. There's flood in the pipes. Those are the sentinels usually. So they can run around and make me think that there's a flood near me, which scares me sometimes, which is great. So here, I got a grenade. So you'll probably see me try the grenade throw that I was talking about. So I just skip it over there, like through that. And that, you can see it, I killed that guy. So now I have a wider angle to peek this, to kind of kill them as they're rounding the corner. So I like to do one kill of each rounding the corner, and then kind of back into that little middle section that I was in there, and then just kind of play it by ear at that point, because it's completely random. So that's the strategy that I'm going for when I go right side. It's hope for a grenade from these four guys, which is pretty rare. And then, oh, see, I spotted one though. There we go. So yeah, you'll see me attempt that a couple times here. This part was always pretty tense when I got to it. Like I said, because it's different every time. The radar is giving you false information because of the guys directly above you in the pipe. you can die without having any idea what happened. It's just, yeah, it's a recipe for tension and fear. If only it had the flood music. Gotta be careful when shooting close to yourself. That's one thing with the boom skull. But that would be one thing with, I mean, the normal rockets anyway. It's just I need to get used to the 2 times away radius. Alright, here's a good successful attempt where I've actually killed this guy too, so... Now you'll see why right side isn't quite perfect, because on the right side you need to cross this doorway. There's no way all of the infection forms that spawned actually all ran at you. So crossing that doorway is just a crapshoot. You just gotta hope none of them are aiming at you, or like notice you or whatever. So it's very, very difficult to cross that door. But I continue on the right side, for now at least. So here I attempt to kill some of the ones in the middle to hopefully make it a bit easier for me on the cross. I think I do it on this window here too. I kind of shoot up there because I know there's some guys up there. So let's see how this crossing goes. I mean, you can still hear some grumbles, so there's definitely some guys. Yep. There we go. So I think that second crossing in a row demoralized me, and I decided to take the left side. So I'll explain the left side, some of my thought processes behind surviving on this side here in a second after this attempt. There we go. So I think I go left side again. I better. So after I clear out these 4 guys here, or however many there are. So there's one rocket flood in pipe here to the right that can shoot me. I don't shoot him every time. I didn't shoot him there. I'll point it out when I do. I shoot those 2 rockets there because there's one flood standing on top of that catwalk, and there's 2 flood that'll chase you down around that corner if you don't make those 2 exact shots. So the reason I don't like defending on the left side as much is because the catwalks have an open little doorway to the main middle area. And if a flood has a weird angle on you, it can shoot into that hole, and the blast radius is huge, so you'll die. So the left side, during the like little defense section, where after the infection forms all come in and they're bombarding you from both sides, it's harder on this side because of those little holes that open up into the main middle room. Because you'll just die. Every once in a while, you'll just die randomly because someone in that middle room just decided to shoot the catwalk. But in general, you'll notice that I take the left side more often now, and it's because the amount of times I die from that is way less than the amount I would die to trying to cross the door. Or trying to cross that little opening to get to the door here that I died at twice. So the guy that's that I kill with the grenade on the right side strat, he's still there when I go left side, so I need to kill him with a rocket, like you just saw me do there. I'm being a little bit careful, I'm not exactly sure where he is, so I do a couple shots like this to clear him out, because I don't remember exactly where he is. So, just gotta get lucky with that. You have to peek the door and hope that you can shoot in and not blow yourself up by hitting the door, and that none of them decide to shoot you. I mean, some of them can decide to shoot you as long as they also hit, their friends instead of you. But it's basically luck. Getting through that door, so if for some reason you decide to play this mod, don't get too mad when you die to that room. It is just luck. Just keep trying. You'll get it eventually. So here I'm scared to cross because I didn't kill a lot of guys. Yeah. Because I didn't kill a lot of guys and I could hear a lot of grumbling, so I was scared that a lot of them were just chilling in that middle room. I was kind of right because you saw me die there. You could kind of see the flood that I was killing his feet there. And there's me dying through the glass. I think that was the flood that I talked about earlier that's in that pipe that I said I shoot sometimes. I think that death kicks me in the ass to start shooting him. Let's see if I do. Yeah. So that guy in that pipe that I shoot there was the guy that shot me through the glass. He can also shoot you when you do the like initial crossing into the room. It's pretty rare, that's why I wasn't killing him, but... There's a great example of me dying through the little catwalk hole there into the main room. Yeah, so remember what I said at the start of the video about being stuck in the same room for 30 minutes or whatever? Yeah, that's definitely this one. So sorry for the samey interior the whole time. Shout out to any of you who are still watching. Yeah, thank you. yeah, this section here is going to be peak I don't have anything to say. For the next little bit, I'm going to be just attempting the left side here, and trying to get through that door that has all the guys behind it. This right here seems like a possible successful attempt, so let's see how this one goes. But yeah, at this point I'm probably not going to have much to chime in to say in this room, unless it's an attempt that gets kind of close to the end here. Only so much you can say about one room. Alright, let's see how this one goes. Close, that one was really close. Wow, I died to a rocket there. That was interesting. This is interesting. Look at me shoot these guys the same way for the 20th time. Look at me shoot this guy. Look at me shoot this guy. Look at me shoot that guy. Isn't it so exciting? Look. The gray walls. The brown enemies. Isn't it so exciting? That was really clutch, holy shit. Okay, sorry I broke the little bit there, but that shot, I'm very surprised I survived that, oh my god. Alright, sorry, back to silence. Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about. That's why I have to pre-fire that little angle there. That's the first time I think we saw him. Don't ask me why some of them don't have a rocket launcher. I think they're losing it. I think there's so many of them that some of them are caught in like just at the edge and they don't die and they like react and drop it. I swear that there's no unarmed flood. The way that the enemies work in this game, each enemy with a different weapon is basically a different actor type. It's not like the same actor but with a different weapon, so I am fairly certain that I did not put in any unarmed flood. But this was like the only time in the run where I really saw them. I mean, this whole level, there's been a couple times I think we've seen them. Yeah, it's a little weird, but I'm pretty sure I didn't mess up the modding. I'm pretty sure. Alright, looks like we're gonna get an attempt at the door. Let's hope. Okay, maybe I do go through this little hole more often than I thought I did to skip the window. Alright, here comes the peak. Looking good. Looking good. Get a little scared by that explosion. And there we go. Very, very happy with that checkpoint. That room is very tough. Alright, this is the bridge that has the very difficult infection form squad from the video, so we'll see all the details of how I deal with that over the next little bit here, because I'll tell you now, it doesn't happen on the first try. I'll go into more detail about the bridge encounter here in an attempt or two. Once I solidify my strategy for clearing it out more, I can tell you where all the enemies spawn. So here are the last two guys before the big infection form wave. One thing that may annoy some of you a lot, I don't know, it might, is how unscientific I am about this. At least at the start. There's a certain point where I start being a little smarter about it. But I don't know, I really enjoy just kind of figuring stuff out and trying out my own strategies. Without, like, looking stuff up or finding, or like, using other people's knowledge, you know? I kind of like to just figure it out on my own, trial and error style. It's just one thing that's, you know, so fun about the Halo sandbox and everything, is just figuring it out on your own. So, why I'm saying that is, yeah, I don't know where the trigger is at all. Yet, so I just kind of blast myself down the bridge there and don't even spawn them. Eventually I do smarten up and figure out a strategy, but I'll have some fun little fails first, like that one. Alright, so initially here on the bridge, there's 2 Flood that run around this thing, so you can just shoot them. Sorry if you hear a phone ringing in the background. Okay, sorry about that. That's one thing that is going to irritate me basically every time it happens, is whenever I die to those 2 guys that jump at you, it really, really irritates me for some reason. Like, I know that they're there. I've gone past this bridge so many times. And like I said earlier in the commentary, it's definitely just like me getting lost in whatever I'm listening to at the time, and oh, there's a good launch. But it's definitely me just getting lost in whatever I'm listening to at the time and not remembering, oh yep, there's 2 guys that are about to jump at me. So you will see me probably every time from now on get visibly frustrated in-game every single time I die to those jumpers. Anyway, after you kill the first 2 guys, you see that I kind of peek around that first little bit of scenery to clear out 2 guys that are directly in front of it. And then after that, it's pretty clear. You just kind of gotta shoot down the bridge and kill all the guys that you can see. Other than those 2 jumpers, you need to remember that those 2 jumpers are there. But yeah, after that, it's just walking down the bridge. Hoping that you cleared them all out, and I definitely missed one there. Once you see those 2 guys hobbling down from the end, you know those are the last 2 guys. So you can turn around and get another attempt at this. A lot of the times you'll see I come back in here and just grab some ammo. Because my intention, after I spawn all the guys, is I have to kill all of them, and there's 32 of them, so definitely gonna need more than 2 rockets if I'm gonna kill 32 of them. So I have no idea how many attempts it is until I smarten up and like figure out exactly where the trigger is. I can tell you it's definitely not this one. It's definitely more than 1 try that I give it before learning exactly where it is. See, at this point in my brain, the trigger is like a box, so I thought it would be pretty easy to hit. I think, and I haven't looked at it exactly. Here's their first time spawning. Look at how friggin' funny that is. But I could be wrong about this, because I haven't checked it myself. This is just like going off of me playing and feeling it. I think the spawn point for them is just a plane, and not a like a 3D like volume cube or whatever. So it's harder to hit than I anticipated, which I will learn after a few attempts, eventually. Yay, this time I remember the jumpy guys. So I'm definitely not going to have much to say on a lot of these, the beginning of each of these attempts, because it's the exact same every time, basically. Just running down the bridge and clearing out the guys and turning around, jumping to the other one and going to the other side. Like, it's a couple minutes each time, and it's, it doesn't really, it doesn't change all that much. I can tell you that much. Alright, got another attempt here, let's see how it goes. So you can see I'm kind of trying to line it up down the... Like there's one spot down the edge here where there's no pieces of scenery, so I can go as far as I possibly can. So that's my strategy. Trying to just go as far as I can away from them. Again, it's just gonna be a crapshoot, just gotta get lucky. Sometimes when I get frustrated or impatient, you can tell when I'm frustrated or impatient, basically, when I peek these two guys around this corner here. And if I peek too wide and die, then I'm definitely being impatient. Yep, there's an example of me getting mad at myself for missing the jumpers. And there's an example of me getting getting impatient because of it, and then getting frustrated. Might not have commentary of me while I'm doing this, but you can tell sometimes during the gameplay what I'm feeling. Hey, you guys that are watching this boring part. I'm gonna give you a secret. Don't tell anyone, okay? I didn't learn this until afterwards, because it doesn't make any sense. But when I modded this, I chose to turn all of the... sorry for the loud noise. I chose to make all of the characters the human Rocket Flood. It turns out, for some reason, the elite Rocket Flood has more health than the human Rocket Flood. Now, don't think that every elite Flood has more health than every human Flood. For example, the number... I pulled it up here just so I can give you guys the info. Those of you who are watching this really friggin' boring part. Just me trying over and over again. I'll give you the numbers here in a second, actually. Let's see what this attempt is like. Oh, yeah, that attempt I was trying to look down because part of my brain thought that maybe, like, in the 2-year-old part of my brain thought if I wasn't looking at them, maybe they won't be aggroed at me because they don't see me as a threat, and then they won't shoot me. Like a stupid object permanence style thing. So that's what I was attempting on that one. Just looking down. I think I do it again, which is funny. There's me dying to the jumpers again, getting frustrated. Anyway, I was saying before I got interrupted by that attempt that I didn't know before, until after I modded everything, until actually after I finished the entire challenge and was halfway through editing, that the Rocket Flood Elite has more health than the Rocket Flood Human. So here are the numbers. The normal unarmed human Flood has 100 health, but the normal unarmed Elite also only has 100 health. So the Elite and the human are the same when they're unarmed, but once you give them a rocket launcher, for some reason, the Elite one has 150 health instead of 100. I don't know. I didn't know that, so sorry, I could have made it a bit harder. I mean, I also could have doubled the enemy health for this run, but, like, rocket launchers and grenades do a lot of damage. They're gonna all die anyway, so I decided not to. But it probably could have affected it if I doubled it and used the Elite rocket launcher instead of the human one. But, I mean, again, how was I supposed to know that there was such a weird difference only with the rocket launcher one? Anyway, there's a little tidbit, a little bit of info for those of you that are watching a random point halfway through this 2-hour video. So there you go. There's a little bit of insider info. Yeah. I knew there was a second attempt at me trying to, like, look down and not aggro them somehow. I don't try that again. Those are the only 2 attempts where I do that. It was really dumb. Oh no. Oh man, I knew that one was coming. Timestamp it in the comments, everyone. Make fun of me. Laugh at me. Do it. Oh god, not this attempt. Okay. So, yeah, oh god, I was so stupid. I was trying to blast myself to the other bridge. The angle on that was probably the worst angle I could have chosen for what I wanted to do. It was really bad, and the idea is pretty stupid. So yeah, that's like one or two attempts ago, I just friggin' jumped off. And I still think that that attempt right there is probably the dumbest one that I do this entire time. It's really, really bad. What? I don't even remember that. I have no clue what I was trying to do there. I couldn't tell you. I'm just as flabbergasted as you. Like, I know where the trigger point is. That's nowhere even near it. What was I thinking there? Alright. Yeah, and you can see me visibly get frustrated there because I know that I'm going to die to the jumpers. I guess I'm just not having a good time here, maybe. My stupid attempt to cross to the other bridge didn't work, so I'm trying a bunch of stupid shit, I guess. Oh, I was going to announce when we made it to the halfway point of the video and congratulate everyone that made it that far, but I believe we've already passed it, so sorry I missed it. Congrats on making it more than halfway through, any of you who have for some reason watched every single second of this. Shoutouts to you guys. Am I finally gonna do something smart here? Or nope, I think this is a better angle at the going to the other bridge. Oh, no. Yeah, I think I was trying to show off visually there that I know that there's not an angle. And I'm just gonna try to go down this side. Oh, nope, this is when I get scientific. Here we go. Okay, finally. Okay, so here I'm counting like these little bars in the glass. Like how many away from the middle of the thing there. So 1, 2, 3. And now it's like, okay, how many away from the end of this thing? 1, 2, 3, 3.5. There we go. So, now I've done the science. I know exactly where the trigger is. It's 3.5 little bars on the glass past the little bit of scenery there. So now I can actually use that to get consistent at this. So thank God we're not in the clear. Spoiler alert, it's not this attempt. But we're getting there. Alright, our first attempt after figuring out where the trigger is. Let's set it up and see how it goes. Gotta shoot the ground, because I'm too far away from the piece of scenery that I was shooting. And unsuccessful. Like I said, I'm gonna get frustrated basically every time I die to those guys. There, I think, I might have missed it before, but there I think is when I learned that just kind of tapping that little bit of scenery on the bridge is a good enough trigger to always trigger them so I can back up. It's like a consistent thing that I can track and know. Okay, let's see how this one goes. Beautiful, great attempt. Really close, that one. I was sure that one was gonna make it when I did it. I was like, man, really, really close, that one. Alright, here's another attempt. What's this one gonna look like? That one actually would have worked. If I landed on a little bit of an angle, I could have softened the landing, like softened the fall damage, and would have survived. That's an angle that was possible. I either want to go high enough that they all miss me and then survive the landing luckily, or go fast enough down the bridge that they don't shoot me. It was honestly close enough that I get frustrated here at these couple of attempts and peek around this a little bit too wide. Getting a little bit impatient. Okay, let's see. How's this one gonna go? Now that's what I'm talking about for a close one with getting far down the bridge. Like, if I was a little bit more to the right and could get around the little bit of scenery, and if that one last guy didn't shoot me, I would have been in the clear, right? That was another really close one. I don't know why I strafed to the left. I really should have strafed to the right. I think I still would have died, but it was definitely a better decision to go right there. Oh, I loved this moment. Where I shot the flood, and he made it all the way down the bridge so I could teabag him. Hell yeah. Not many moments in these runs that make you smile, but that's definitely one of them. Liked that. Here's where I start to play a fun little mini game. I love the sound that Chief's boots makes when he lands on the glass. So I try to get as many jumps in on the glass as I can. It's a fun little thing to keep my mind busy while I'm doing this menial stuff. Left side's gotta be better, right? Nope. Okay, here's an interesting attempt. I knew this one was coming. So this time, you can see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to stay on this bridge by bouncing into this piece of scenery at an angle that'll bounce me off. And like, I don't know what I'm doing. But in my brain in this moment, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm trying to find an angle that will bounce me off of that piece of scenery, but keep me on the bridge I'm on. Because maybe that'll do something. So, see me waltz around for a bit. I figure out that I need like, yeah, I'm gonna need like a shallow angle. Or a deep angle, I don't know which term to use for this. You know what I mean. So, lining it up. Let's see how this one goes. Now, that looked awful, kinda. But I did hit what I wanted to hit, and it did redirect me. Like, not quite in the direction, it was a bit too, it was a bit sharper than I thought it would be. Like, it sent me more to the right, than I thought it would. But I mean, I still hit the thing. I mean, I still hit it. It's just as dumb as my strategy, like, going across to the other bridge, but at least this time I, like, angled it and did it. You see me get frustrated there, dying at the jumpers. But yeah, that attempt, I don't know. It's pretty stupid, but it wasn't that bad. Another close one there. We're getting there. Eventually we'll get it. I mean, there's only 50 minutes left in the video. At some point I gotta do it. Okay, here we go. Here's another one. Oh, it's looking good. Okay, just gotta survive. Check the radar. Yep, get that guy. Gotta remember the layout of the bridge as I'm backing up. I'm at the end, so I gotta be careful. 2 more rockets. But I got 1 extra, baby. Let's go. So you might notice something on the screen here that I don't see for a little bit. Yeah, that guy. Imagine if he killed me. Holy shit, that would have pissed me off. He was on screen for a long time. I just thought that everybody would have chased me. So that freaked me out a little bit. Now I'm scared that there's some like behind here and hanging out and stuff. But yeah, imagine if that guy killed me. How bad that would have been. Here we go, let's see. Will we get a checkpoint? I'm pretty lucky that there's so much ammo here at the end of the bridge. I mean, I guess there were 32 guys, so it's likely that one of them would drop it on the bridge. So here I'm pre-firing just to be safe, just in case. There we go, baby. Got a checkpoint. Very happy. So from this point onwards, yeah, that's fun. I did not know about those guys. So that was very comedic. Yeah, so from this point onwards, in my original, my first playthrough of this mod, at this point all of the enemies were despawned, so I do not remember now where any of the enemies are, so I will not, for the rest of the level, act like I know what's going on, because I don't. I have no freaking clue. You see, I just run into there. If I had any idea what was going to happen, I would have not walked in the middle of that. So yeah, I do not have perfect Halo 1 knowledge. The Halo 1 is very, very confusing to me. As I imagine it is for a fair amount of people. Like, it's a lot of repetitious rooms and stuff, so it's hard to remember exactly what every encounter is going to be. Anyway, now we get to enjoy me struggling through a different room. Yeah, so here's another instance of me needing to spawn in some guys and then bait them to the door. This time it seems like they're not really moving that much. I think in this room it's supposed to be like a bunch of infection forms coming out of where the sentinels normally spawn. I might be wrong about that, it might just be a bunch of sentinels, but at least it's correct that almost all of the guys that spawn are in those little like tunnel bits that I'm looking at right now. You could have probably seen, unless YouTube compressed it to shit, all of the guys in there. Now there you could see the explosion of all of them. Still hear some growling, so that I know I'm not 100% in the clear. Yep. Try again. That there is a really risky shot, also really funny that I died there. I don't know, that's just comedic, turning around and having one dude there. But that's a really risky shot. One thing I want to point out is that I swear in Halo 1, I haven't looked into this, so I could be wrong, but I swear in Halo 1 the rocket actually originates from where the gun is, like slightly to the right. And it eventually averages out to be like the center of your crosshair. I mean, that's what it looks like. It doesn't look like it's firing from the middle of the screen. But that means that peeking certain angles like this, you can be really close to shooting the wall when the wall is closer to your right than it is the left. Anyway, that's just to say that the friggin' shot I did through that little like hole here earlier was, I'm amazed I didn't die, because, you know, that happens all the time. It was good timing. Oh, everybody, this is very important. My cat just walked into my room, so everybody that happens to be listening at this time, please, you need to comment below, "Hello, Norman." My cat would very much appreciate it if you all said hello to him. Don't timestamp or explain why, just comment below, "Hello, Norman." I'm petting him right now, he would very much appreciate it. This time I know there's guys around this corner, so I know to pre-fire. We love the trial and error of this challenge. And now we're getting to a really fun part, I think. Yup. Yeah, this part's great. Yep, I only remembered, like, just at the end there that there's an infection form squad that spawns up there. But luckily, that's all you gotta do. There is an area that would 1000% be more difficult without the boom skull, without doubling the radius, because I don't think one rocket shot in the middle would kill everybody, if it was without the boom skull. But anyway, it just takes one shot. It's very, very scary looking, but it's not actually that tough, and you get a little rain parade of rocket launchers while you're going down the elevator too. Let's see how I deal with this room though. I still haven't gotten a checkpoint. Gotta be very careful here. Again, I haven't gotten a checkpoint since before that elevator, so peek the corners, check the radar, make sure I'm not missing anyone. Looks clear. I hear one guy though, no idea where he is. Can you see him? There he is! You found him! Yep, back up here. Never get to see this again, though. So this was, this was the only time where I spawned these guys in. Yeah, this was the only time where I spawned these guys in, was this recording, so I actually purposefully died, not that time, but the first time. Just to get a little bit of clean footage of me looking up and seeing all of them spawn. There we go, we time it right and we get the, we get the rain. It's such a funny view. Not much to say here. I've already done this room. It's just more of the radar helping me out, pre-firing the corners, you know, all that stuff. Again, now I need to be careful around all these corners, because I'm not sure exactly which ones... There's a checkpoint. But I'm not sure exactly which ones have enemies around them, so gotta be careful. And we are finally back outside.
Okay, let's take care of the
How long did that take? That was a good probably 90 minutes of interior and bridges. That's pretty good. That's about average for this challenge. Or for these challenges, I would say. Maybe even a bit quicker. Like this level took me, how long is this video? 2 hours and 27 minutes or something like that. That's pretty short comparatively to some levels, especially in the Halo 2 challenge, where basically every single level took me like 5 hours. This is what I would say is a challenging level, but in like an average challenging level. It's not one of those levels where I beat it in 20 minutes, but it's not one of the ones where I beat it in 8 hours or 6 hours or whatever. I mean, in total, if you count my first run, also shout out to the Halo 1 ghost being weird. Oh crap, I lost track of what I was saying there. My bad.
Okay, let's take care of the next pulse generator.
Man, I don't know how that rocket flood just completely distracted me from my train of thought, but it did. I was kind of talking about how the different levels, how difficult they are, but yeah. This one was, Oh yes, I was about to say... Sorry. I was about to say that if you add up my first run through and this, then it's definitely one of the longer levels. Gets up to that 5-hour mark, just about. If you add in my first attempt. And the frustration of having to play through a whole level that you've already beaten again when you know how difficult it is. I mean, you saw me. Those friggin' rooms took me like half an hour each. Shout out to actually using the shotgun. Very rare that I use it, but when it is useful, like, oh my god, is it? There's probably a bunch of times that have occurred already. Actually, there's probably a million. Where you guys were probably saying just use the shotgun instead. I just got really used to the rocket launcher. I don't know. I don't know. I really probably should have used the shotgun more, but I just never thought of it. I was always so focused on like keeping up the ammo with the rocket launcher and all that. Great checkpoint there, by the way. You love when you get a checkpoint when your vehicle's like upside down, facing the wrong way. Yeah, here we go. Starting to use the shotgun a little bit more. Starting to learn. But, you know, shotgun can't do that, though. Yes, I know I missed a health pack back there. So this area, I definitely show off my big Halo 1 knowledge brain. Here I'm running directly towards the Banshees that I need to go to. But instead, I decide to go around this way because I do not remember where they actually are, even though I just saw them. So I'm going to head around this way and waste a little bit of time because, yep, I don't know. I don't know Halo 1 as well as I really should to be doing challenges like this. As you saw in the 343 Guilty Spark section in the video, if you remember that. I was very, very mad when I went in the wrong direction and went to the broken elevator encounter and wasted a bunch of time. It was also super fun going back, because I just did this yesterday, from recording this. It was also super fun going back and trying to find the exact moment in the 9 hours where I did that, because I didn't remember exactly where it was. I didn't mark it. Yeah, here you can see that the vehicles that are meant for enemies I can't get into. But I didn't mark it or anything, which I really should start doing, for important moments. So I had no idea where it was in the footage. It took me like half an hour, I think, of scrubbing through my like 9 hours of 343 footage. I mean, really, it's only like 4 to 5 hours. That was that one checkpoint. But I had to friggin' find the, like 10 seconds where I went the other way and died. So that was fun. Anyway, there's a little ramble about the editing process, I guess. So I found the correct Banshees. I have no idea why the guys on that like little plateau section there are not shooting me at all. They're just chilling. I mean, some of them are shooting me, as you can see here. Great Banshee flying. Like, really, like, I just know how to fly a Banshee intuitively. Like, me and the Banshee, it's like I was born in it, I think. I'm just, like, you can't stop me. So yeah, I go up here, and I think this is the second, yeah, this is only the second of the 3, pulse generators. You can tell by the length of the video that the third one isn't going to take nearly as long as the second one did. Especially with my crazy good Banshee skills that I'm showing off here. Even with all the rocket flood deciding to not shoot me, I still somehow managed to die like 4 times here. Okay, if I'm remembering correct, yeah, there's a lot of guys in here. The pulse generator takes away all of your shields, so this is going to be a fun room. I mean, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be saying here. I'm just trying. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. The grenades aren't really working the last few attempts. And neither is letting these guys see me. I should really stop. Yeah, okay. I'm smartening up and playing the door peek method. Thinking back on this now, I should have been shooting the shotgun while I was waiting to try to, like, get more of them to come towards me. That probably would have been smart. That was really lucky. I must have just dipped just behind the corner there, to not get hit by the splash damage of that. Because if you're like perfectly perpendicular or whatever with the window, that's not the right term, but you know what I mean. you'll die, but I had just ducked around the like little windowsill. So here's another fun thing with this one. The second you walk up to... So there's two, actually, waves. There's one that happens when you get close to the pulse generator there. You see a few guys spawned. So I haven't even set it off, and there's a few guys. Those ones kind of just chill up there, so they're not that bad because they're not jumping down or anything. So I can kind of ignore them. But it does make a lot of flood in the walls sounds. Just a lot of grumbling that you don't hear. And then the second that you set off the pulse generator, 4 sentinels appear in the little sentinel tubes. Like, I don't know if they're sentinels. I'm just saying it like they are. But in those little tubes, 4 guys appear in there. And a bunch of guys come out of the door. So here I'm testing out, like, yeah, that first wave doesn't really matter at all. It's a good little flood popping out of the wall moment. But yeah, after you set it off, I just kind of have to run away. Like, this is the only strategy that will really work. Is just bolting out of here. I did actually know about this encounter beforehand. I knew that this would be trouble. Because before I do all of these challenges, actually, not all of them. I didn't do it with the Halo 2 challenge, which was really stupid. I probably would have learned some glitches. But for a few levels in this one, I looked up Halo Completionist. I think that's his YouTube channel. Sorry if it's not. Halo Completionist's guides, his speedrun legendary guides, to see if there's any, if there's any tricks that I can abuse. If I feel like I need to, or want to in the case of Attack on the Control Room, or just to see like what encounters are required and would be difficult. And I remember a couple weeks before actually recording, not a couple weeks, like a week before recording this Halo 1 run, I remember watching his Two Betrayals video and thinking about how difficult this encounter would be. I mean, you could tell by the length of the video that's left and the fact that I still have to do the final run. I'm not going to be stuck here much longer. But it was definitely a place that I thought I could get stuck at for a while.
That did it. The pulse generator overloaded. One more to go.
That was a fun little crowd surfing moment there. I like that.
That did it. The pulse generator overloaded. One more to go. That did it. The pulse generator overloaded. One more to go.
So there we go.
I located the
Get pretty
below
excited because I
bottom.
thought
Put
that would
down
take a
1200
while, like I
kilometers
said.
upspin. Energy readings show
And
fusion
now
reactors are
here
still
we
powered
go.
up.
This section that I'm getting to here.
Even I can't override.
I mean, I'll kind of spoil it. It was way easier than I thought it would be. I kind of bring it up in the video too. But I thought this part would be much harder than it was.
The next section of canyon. The final pulse generator we need to destroy is through there. One target remaining.
Like,
Let's
I'm
take care of the final pulse
very,
generator.
very surprised at how few of these guys are actually shooting me.
The final pulse generator we need to destroy is through there.
Also, I feel like the Banshee bomb explosion radius should be bigger. It feels like it's not doubled. I have no idea why. I just feel it in my bones. Like, these guys should be dying. Look at that. There should be more of them dying. Maybe I'm crazy. So here it's key to not fly really close to the ceiling, because they're not going to hit you that often. But like I died earlier, like you saw when I died earlier, if they hit the ceiling, then it'll kill me if I'm close to it. So there's a bunch of guys behind there, and I want to see if I can do something with them. But I get close to them, and a bunch of them smack me at the same time, and I die in one hit. So that's fun. I remember being really happy about that. I think I clapped, actually. I think I cheered and celebrated with a nice beer afterwards.
One target remaining. Let's take care of the final pulse generator. That tunnel leads to the next section of canyon. The final pulse generator we need to destroy is through there.
So here I turn around to kill the one guy in the tunnel because I thought it would stop me from getting a checkpoint, but then I get a checkpoint anyway. I remember being annoyed in the moment because I was like, oh god, now I got that checkpoint, and I'm turned around, and every time I die, oh yeah, speaking of, that's a really stupid grenade throw, like what the hell was that? Anyway, I was a bit mad because I'm like, anytime I die, I'm going to be facing away from where I need to go. Which, from previous experience in other challenges, it's just really annoying when you're dying over and over, and at the beginning you need to do a friggin' 180. It just, I don't know, it just adds to the frustration. But, like I mentioned in the video, now that I've crossed this threshold, I believe I do not die one single time in this area. I think that's right. Let's test to see if that's true here. I might forget one, but we'll see. So there's an encounter coming up here that I was worried about because, yep, it's another bunch of infection forms spawn on a bridge moment. But this time there's less stuff for them to shoot at to hit you. They really can only hit the ground. And also they're not all spawning in their friggin' totem pole formation. A lot of them are behind the things. So they choose to swarm me instead of shooting me like all the guys stacked up on the other bridge did. So here is a good example. So these guys. That just spawned. I knew there was a whole other bunch from the Halo Completionist video, because this was an encounter that was in my brain. I was trying to remember because I knew it would be tough. So these guys, this is what I mean when I talked about in the video of some guys keeping specific like scripting bits. I'm pretty sure these are jackals or something that are supposed to be like hiding behind these pillars, and then they surprise you. Once you cross the bridge, or maybe they're friggin' flood. I don't remember Halo 1. Don't yell at me. Anyway, these guys, they definitely keep the scripting of the enemies that were originally there. You see, like they're hiding behind the corners, like they're not just going all willy-nilly because I replaced them with Rocket Flood. Now it's inconsistent. Some of them do go willy-nilly. But you know, it's hard to tell when. So it looks like my my statement that I'm gonna survive this whole room without dying seems to be holding up pretty well so far. Well, first I need to run around and try to find where one, at least, rocket launcher flew. I think there's actually some vanilla rocket launcher ammo in this room, like way across the other side of the bridge. Sorry if I'm talking a little quiet right now, I just noticed that I probably am. Alright, let's see if I get a checkpoint. Come on. Come on. I really should know what's coming up. I should know that there's nothing around this corner and that I'm going to get a checkpoint, because here is the final run. There's the checkpoint, and here's the music. Where? Come on. There we go. I'm pretty sure I used this track, or at least each game's version of this track, in every single one of my videos. It's just such a good background track. Here's a great example of all the guys just running at me. Like, they're not going to do anything until, like I said, until they hit me, until I kill them, which, I mean, then they're dead, or I shoot them. You'll see a couple times I'm going to shoot them with the shotgun, and if it doesn't kill them in one shot, then they'll kind of react. Like there. Yeah, there. That was a good example of it. So I think with the Anger Skull, I think that's where the Anger Skull really comes in the most, is that the second they are out of their, like, chase behavior, they're gonna be like, oh, I can shoot him, and then they'll shoot him immediately. Otherwise, like, unlike the sniper and the hunter run, where I really, really genuinely felt the impact of making them shoot more often. This time, because of this behavior, it was really different. Here's me remembering that the Halo 1 shotgun is actually a long-range weapon. I forgot about that. But it is, as we all know. It's very effective. Every time I die, it's okay, because I get to hear this song again. So, you know, it's the little things in these challenges that you really gotta hold on to. This song is so good. I don't, that's all I have to say. Is I freaking love this song. It's also weirdly somber, this area, without, like, all of the vehicles and stuff shooting at you. Okay. That group there, I don't know where they came from. I have no idea. Spoiler alert, I die coming up and get a checkpoint back to the beginning of the final run. But I don't know where those guys came from. They don't show up again. I don't remember. I don't know what has to trigger for them to show up. But there's gonna be a point later where you see me, like, wait for them, and they never show up. And there we go, all the way back, all the way back. That's the best part about this challenge, is when you lose minutes of progress. Okay, I bring it up in the video, in the main video, but I want to talk about it here real quick too. The behavior of the flood just running at me is not due to the skulls. Oh, 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, it's not due to the skulls. I tested it afterwards on the level Halo, on the second mission, sorry. And, for some, like, I don't know why, but the one that doubles their aggro radius, really just does that. That's why I've been saying it. It makes them run at me from further away, which does make more of them swarm me, which is, in general, more difficult. Than them just kind of standing there and only aggroing, like, once I'm closer to them. Like, it's more of a choice than I move forward and more of them aggro to me. With the I forget which one it is, anger, that's just wrong. But whichever one it is that doubles the aggro range, it just makes all of them run at me. It doesn't affect that behavior, it's not what's causing it. And I think I've already mentioned in this commentary before, but the other one that makes them shoot more often, like, isn't really affecting anything. I think the only time it really comes into play is when, directly after they smack me, or I shoot them and they don't die. Then they choose to shoot me very quickly. But when they're in the chase state, the skull that makes them shoot more often will not get them to, like, come out of it. And then obviously the boom skull or the Sputnik skull isn't messing with their AI or anything, right? So yeah. Just wanted to clarify that a little bit in this video. That I did do testing with the skulls, and I did, like, think, like, hey, this is a little weird that they're all just kind of running at me. But that's what they do. It's just it. You see, this is it. You could download the mod yourself and try it on your own, but this is the behavior you will see. Getting close to the end here. Just gotta get those banshees at the end. There's a lot of enemies near them though, so... And sadly the music gets replaced. I really like that other track. I forget what it's called. It's like called A Walk in the Woods or, oh, something else. Oh man. I don't remember. Tell me in the comments if you remember. It's a great track. Uh-oh. I have no idea why that guy just decided to turn around, actually. Couldn't explain that one to you. I'm being sloppy here. I know I'm close to the end, so I know I can just kind of walk on through. I really should be being more methodical than this with how many enemies are nearby, but, you know, like I'm not doing anything like consistently. I'm just kind of running up and winging it, hoping I can get there, but you can see in the timestamp I can't die that many more times. In fact, this is probably the successful attempt right here. I thought I could have ran by that guy without him punching me, but didn't quite make it. I think you being in a vehicle might change their AI flags in some way, or change their behavior. Because they do shoot at me more often when I'm in a vehicle. They don't do some little celebratory shooting. Sorry if it makes you dizzy. But yeah, when I'm in a vehicle, it seems like they shoot me more often. They're not as likely just to go into their swarming state. Which makes like any vehicle section like pretty tough, especially the Warthog run. If you've seen the, if you're watching this after the stream I did, you can go on my channel and watch the stream I did of doing the Warthog run. Obviously, I haven't done that yet at this point, so I can't say anything about it because it hasn't happened. But hopefully, it goes well. So here we go, or here we go. We're heading into the last room here. And I knew what I was getting into in this last room here. I remembered what I needed to deal with, and it's really not that bad. It is just sentinels, or wherever, well, yeah, I think it's sentinels for this room. It's just 4 sentinels spawning in each of these little tunnels here. So because I already know where they are, there's no way I'll die, not even once. And I'm going to make it to the end of the level, scot-free really in this last room, because I knew exactly where everything was. So yeah, here we go. Boom, 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 showing it off, because I know I'm there. Don't actually peek that guy. And there we go. I know I'm scot-free now, all the enemies are dead. There we go. Celebratory teabags, like always. So yeah, there we go. I leave it running here for a little bit, but that's to show that, again, it's uncut. It's still on Legendary. All of the skulls are on. Boom, Anger, boom, Sputnik, and that's just wrong. Anyway, thank you all for watching this, and I'll see you guys next time.